How's it going, fam? It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and today we are going to do a quick comparison between the Chris Reeve Small Inkosi and the Chris Reeve Small Sebenza 31. This is what we're testing this month. I like to do a little bit of comparison at first, just to show what we're working with. We'll bring in a few models for size comparisons, and we'll just talk a little bit about the differences between these two to get the month started. So, the Small Inkosi from Chris Reeve Knives. This is a very small pocket knife. I think that the mini Griptilian from Benchmade is about as small as I can go for a knife comfortably, and the Small Inkosi is even smaller. So this is like almost uncomfortably small for me. It fits my hand really nice, but it also just feels like miniature. It's just very, very small. So really short in length, really little, nugget of a knife here. But we do have a very robust build overall. The blade shape, the hardware, everything about this is really overbuilt. We do not have the pivot bushing like we do on the Sebenza. The washers are completely different. They still have those like milling, the holes in them. But they are shaped very differently. They're almost like a C shape with some cutouts as opposed to like just a normal washer. I will do a takedown video and a cleaning of each one of these at some point when they need to be done. They were just done, but I will do that as soon as they need to be done again. But basically everything about the Inkosi is overbuilt and very obviously reminiscent of the Chris Reeve Sebenza 25. But yeah, it's just a smaller finger groove knife. We do have the ceramic ball detent here. Like I said, no pivot bushing, just a completely different setup. I mean, this hardware here is absolutely oversized and massive. We don't have the typical lanyard hole and lanyard pin like on the Sebenza, so it's actually just a standoff there. On the Sebenza, you're getting a little pin, which I have taken out because they always rattle once you take that stock lanyard out. So I took my lanyard pin out and I just have a hole there. That way I can throw a lanyard on it when I get a chance. But you don't have that on the Inkosi. And the action is definitely different. Now, on Pete's video from Cedric and Ada, when he did this a while ago, he thought that the Inkosi was smoother. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. He just thought that it was like a smoother action. I think it's more, I wouldn't say it's smoother. I think it's just different. Like the Sebenza is very hydraulic. That's the word that we use. And it has a bank vault lockup, as people would say. So it's just very smooth, hydraulic, and slow rolling, especially once you break them in. The Inkosi, I feel, is just, it just feels different. I don't even know how to explain it. I wouldn't say it's like smoother. I wouldn't say it's faster. This one's really broken in. This one's pretty old. It just feels different. It almost feels like there's a little more resistance to me, but it's still like you can still get a pretty high speed on it. It just feels different to me. But yeah, basically the Inkosi is just completely overbuilt. It's a tank of a little knife. We do have a little bit of different jimping and also this little indent there. And the blade is a little stout compared to the Sebenza, as you can see. So those are some differences there. Again, just to kind of show you what we're working with in terms of comparison, because these two are going head-to-head this month, along with the 21. But yeah, on the Sebenza, we have a little more of a slimline, elegant design. We do not have those cutouts telling us where to put our fingers. Internally, we have a way smaller pivot system, way smaller hardware. We do have a pivot bushing in there with one large washer here and one small washer here. Obviously, this is a 31, so we do have that ceramic ball detent. that comes with the 31. The 21 did not have that. Both of them have the pocket clip kind of off to the side as opposed to on the lock bar. That was something that we saw on the Inkosi before we saw it on the 31. So this pocket clip is not on the lock bar. Same with the 31 here, angled off. You know, like I said, we had a lanyard pin that has been removed, and there are, I don't know if you can see that, but there's just this slight little cutout here and here for your lanyard that comes with it. But I just don't enjoy those very much at all. I always take them right off and take my lanyard pin out because it rattles around. I feel it's unnecessary, and it's nice to put some leather in there, or, you know, just a nice little paracord lanyard. You know, obviously a little longer, a little more sleek. Jimping is different. We have double lugs on this, just like we do with the Inkosi. However, the base Sebenza will only have one stud, and it'll typically be a blue one unless you get, like, you know, something like this with the silver lugs. But we do have a double lug on this one. Actually, I have my 21 in my pocket. I don't know why I didn't take it out for the video. When you get a typical just stock Sebenza, you're only getting one lug on there. And for size comparison, I do have a Benchmade bug out here. A lot of people know the size of a bug out. So the Sebenza is pretty close in length, but just a little bit shorter. Okay, but they're very similar. Really similar blade shapes as well. Very sleek and slim. Thin knives. And on the Sebenza, like I said, you're getting that kind of slow rolling hydraulic action that breaks in over time. It is not fidgety, it is not quick, and it never will be. Can you flick them eventually once you break it in? Yes, but it's not necessarily recommended. This 21 I've had for many, many years, and it's very broken in. So it's very smooth, much smoother than my new 31. A couple things I want to mention, if you're a beginner with Chris Reeve knives, is some people have a hard time opening them, and I just wanted to kind of show you how to do that because there actually is a way to do it. We're going to get a little nerdy here for a second, but a lot of people grip this like a normal knife, and then they go to open it, and they're like, wow, I can't open it. It's difficult, like what the heck? Make sure you're not putting your fingers on the lock bar, okay? Make sure that your fingers are kind of off to the side and you're not putting pressure on that lock bar because that will make it trickier to open. You want to try to kind of keep your fingers out of the way, maybe use the pocket clip, and you also want to push out and around like a C, okay? You're not pushing up. That isn't going to really help you open the knife easily. You kind of want to go out and around. If you're gonna try to push up, it's gonna be really hard for you to do that. Like it doesn't work. It wants you to go kind of out in a C shape and around. There you go. And then when you're closing it, again, don't put your middle finger on that lock bar. It's gonna be harder to disengage. Keep your fingers out of the way. Disengage, nice and smooth, okay? I know that's kind of nerdy, but genuinely, people do sometimes open these knives up. You know, they get them out of the box, they open them up, they just paid $500, and they're like, holy crap, the action is terrible. I can't even open and close this easily. The thumb stud is uncomfortable. It's hard to disengage the lock. Just make sure your fingers are out of the way. This is a very specific working, functional tool. And it kind of wants you to use it in a specific way. It's not like a Benchmade here where you can just diddle around with it all day and you don't have to pay attention. It's not like an Axis lock where it's fidgety and you can kind of do whatever you want with it. It wants you to very specifically open it in a little C shape. It wants you to get your fingers out of the way to close the blade. Just something to consider if you're trying to break in your Sebenza or your Inkosi and you feel like you're having a hard time even just doing that. Keep your fingers out of the way. C shape, okay? But just just some little content for you guys today. I'm going to head into work, but I wanted to show just a few of those kind of major differences between these two models as we move into the testing. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to see which one I enjoy at the end more, because it's always been the Sebenza, but I will say I have been bonding with this little Inkosi quite a bit, and a lot of the things that used to bug me about it are not on my radar right now, and I'm not sure why, but we're always changing, right? So I don't know. This little guy is just really intriguing to me right now. It might be because Jeremy got a Chris Reeve Sebenza 25 off of eBay, which is like the basically bigger version of this. And I was like, wow, that's really pretty. Maybe I'll fall back in love with mine. So I gave it a little TLC, you know, we gave it a nice shiny edge, cleaned it up, took it apart, and now she's ready to rock properly. And I'm just like, maybe you're not as bad as I thought you were. The action is so much better since I cleaned it. It had like never really been cleaned before. And this exact knife has been back and forth between me and my other friend Jeremy numerous times. He bought it, then he sent it to me. I kind of like shittily tested it, sent it back to him, then asked if I could actually really test it for real. He sent it back to me. He was using it each time he had it. I was using it each time I had it. And it just got really beat up along the way. Wasn't really taken care of by me, at least. And now it's like cleaned up and ready for some action. And it's just feeling like a dream right now. It's very, very smooth, silky, ready to go. So I will see you guys on the next video. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. I will see you soon. Take care, and I love you all very, very much. See you soon.